And welcome everyone to an NEBC off-season chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Minnesota State head coach Matt Margenthaler, uh, fresh off a national championship, new grandfather news,
Yep, that's
which is the best, which
it's been a
supersedes
special. It's been crazy. Yeah.
a national championship. So it's been quite a spring for you, Matt. You got the trophy over your right shoulder there. Uh, Take me through, first of all, what's been what has the last sort of 6 to 7 weeks been like for you?
It's been outstanding. It's been a whirlwind, but it's been a good whirlwind. And it's exactly what I kind of thought it'd be if we ever get to that point of winning a national championship. This has been 23 years in the works here, Andy. I mean, it's been a lot of hard work. We've had some great teams. But this team was probably the most selfless team I've ever coached in my life, and very talented, obviously, to win a national championship, and very blessed to be able to stay here for 23 years, and hopefully be in my career here at Minnesota State.
35-2, just an exemplary season. There's a lot of changes, all three levels of Division One, two, and three that every coach is having to deal with. How were you able to get this group together, to keep them together, and to put together a championship team?
I think going into the year, we had to make a couple of changes in our roster, which we did. We knew we had a great core coming back, and we were able to keep those guys here. It's tough because the portal affects everybody, not only Division One, but it goes, like you're saying, it goes to Division Two and Division Three in AIA. We were concerned about a couple of our players, but we're able to keep them here. Nice thing is there are some local kids that wanted to stay around and wanted to be around their family, and so that really helped us. I think that we took a different direction this year. We kind of went the Division Two route with our portal transfers. I had a couple of transfers from Truman State come in, and one from Wayne State, which is in our league. And this, they wanted to come to Minnesota State and play, and they fit exactly what we needed. And I think that they knew that we were going to have an opportunity to be something special. These guys got together in the summer. They worked, and not only talked about it, but they did it. And they held each other accountable. And I thought that was a big piece of our success going into the year.
You know what I loved about this championship run is you took on the best. I mean, I remember early in the year, it might have been even the preseason, and talking to West Texas A&M. I mean, they were obviously one of the favorites, I think, at the beginning of the season. You knock out Ferris State, West Texas A&M, and Nova Southeastern University in your three games, to get the championship. How much sort of, I don't know, validation, for lack of a better word, does that help that's the run, those are the teams you went through to win this championship?
Yeah, I think that it does help. There's no question about that. And I think that our guys knew we were going to have to beat the best. I mean, not only that, but we had to beat Northwest Missouri here when we hosted the region. So we went through a gauntlet of teams to win a national championship. And then we solidified that there's no question Minnesota State was the best basketball team in the nation this year.
So now, as you say, the transfer portal gets everybody. It's incredibly difficult. Again, I don't care what level you are, to stay on top of the mountain, to maintain it. What, as good as this offseason's been so far for you personally and professionally, what has that been like to manage this roster, about what could come back, what you need to add to fill the kind of holes that you did this past season?
Well, the funny thing is, we're talking about starting a collective here at Minnesota State for our basketball program. We need to do that. We have a Division I hockey program here that does have a collective, and so been in conversations with our boosters. We need to keep the young men that we have here. We're kind of in the same situation we were last year at this time. We have a great core of guys coming back. I think we've put in some great portal guys with them. One Division I transfer, a couple of Division II guys that will allow us to continue to be successful. But again, it's all about that chemistry. It's all about the guys that we're one phone call away from some really bad thing to happen. And it's not only me. That's Matt Painter. That's Mark Few. That's a lot of coaches that are in the same boat. And so I'm glad I don't have hair, because if I did, I'd be pulling it out and be losing it, worrying about my guys.
All right, so you're on the NABC board, and I think there's a misconception that all these things that are happening around the country are exclusive, as we have just detailed, to the highest level of Division One. It permeates through all divisions, all levels, all coaches. You are on a board that hopefully can affect change. What do you want to and hope to see happen?
That's a tough question. I mean, there's going to be there's a lot of things. It just ebbs and flows so much right now, and I think the portal is one thing that the train's left the station with that thing. I don't see that changing. The NIL is something I think that we're gonna have to grasp and figure that out. That's something that is going to have to come down. The next couple of years, and I'm not sure what the right answer is for that. But it is nice that having to see at the NABC for a Division II rep, myself and Pat East from Cedarville are the two reps. And after Coach Calipari has his presidency this year, I'll be the next president. And there is a voice for Division II. That's a great thing that we have. Division III has a voice at the table. Craig has done an unbelievable job with the NABC and continues to evolve that whole process and the whole organization. I think that we're doing the right things for the game of college basketball.
So two quick things for you. I'm just curious. Where do you stand on shrinking the time? As we know, you could enter that portal, what I think it was March 18th this year. And then you have till May 1st to actually just be in it. And then obviously you can find a home after that. So where do you stand first off on shrinking that time, maybe pushing it deeper even into April and out of the tournaments, the playoffs of all divisions?
Shrinking the time needs to happen. I mean, and for Division II, we need a time. We don't have one right now. It says June 15th, but that's not true. They can go at any time. So our guys basically once they get the first day of class, that is when they're out of the portal. So that makes for a long summer for us Division II coaches. So that needs to change, and that's going to be one of my major concerns moving forward with the NABC.
And then the other thing is, we've seen the waiver process get out of hand. Where would you like to see any kind of extension of eligibility? Is it a flat 5 years that everyone just tests 5 years, do with it what you want to get away from the waiver process? We're going to cycle out the COVID year, obviously, after this year. What do you want to see happen with the actual time frame of eligibility?
I'd like to kind of see that a one-time transfer. If you stay at a school for 4 years, then you get that 5th year. You can play somewhere, you can transfer somewhere else and play, and get that 5th year because you're loyal that 4 years to that university. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but there's been a lot of different ideas that have really been circulating around, and that's what's really interesting with being on the board is listening to the different coaches and their philosophies and what their beliefs are. But as a coach these days, Andy, you got to basically embrace the change, and if you don't, you're going to get passed by. And I think that the coaches that are successful right now in this day and age are the guys that are just embracing everything, and you have to, and that's just the only way to be successful these days in this crazy age of coaching.
Well, hang in there. You got a championship. You've had unbelievable success at Minnesota State. I'm sure it will continue. And best of all the news is you are a new grandfather to a granddaughter.
Haley Margenthaler, just born today. I can't believe that. That right there is just as special as a championship. Thanks a lot, Andy.
All right. Congratulations.